Right now on the CBS3 News at 10, loosened restrictions. The adjustments Governor Tim Walz made with Minnesota's COVID-19 mitigation efforts. Plus, the city of Minneapolis has agreed to pay a massive settlement to the family of George Floyd. How much they'll receive. And how the Duluth Police Department helped the federal government crack a fraud case.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm John Cardinale. Thanks for joining us. Kristen is off tonight. Minnesota is easing back on some of their COVID-19 statewide restrictions. That announcement was made by the governor this afternoon, and the dial back covers many areas and will go into effect over the next few weeks. Here is a look at some of those changes. Starting Monday, March 15th, Minnesotans will be able to gather with up to 50 people outdoors and 15 indoors without household limits. Bars and restaurants will be able to welcome 75% capacity with a limit of 250 people. Bars will also be able to seat parties up to 4. Gyms and fitness centers will be able to allow 50% capacity, and youth sports that take place outdoors will be able to increase to 50-person pods. And the governor's announcement is also good news for entertainment venues in the state. They can now host bigger crowds. CBS3's Natalie Grant heard from leaders at the deck who say that means it's going to be a busy summer ahead.
These are life events that shape who we are. Those things are going to be able to be done and be safe.
Minnesota turned the dial in a positive direction Friday, easing gathering restrictions. With warmer months on the horizon, Governor Tim Walz says people can gather safely.
You can distance more. You can be outside. You're not inside where we're concerned about ventilation or spread.
A welcomed message for entertainment venues like the Deck in Duluth. Staff there also manage Bayfront Festival Park, the site of many outdoor summer events in the Northland.
You know, I think the governor said something that looks like normal. I don't think any of us knows exactly what that will be, but we're very encouraged and optimistic about a great outdoor season. And what did we learn in 2020? Outdoor is a good place to be.
It's not just outdoor spaces. Interim Executive Director Roger Reinert says this announcement will open the doors to other indoor events like graduations, weddings, and sporting events.
We had a number of events, both here and in Bayfront, on the calendar with asterisks by them, sort of depending on where the guidelines are at. When we look at that spreadsheet, those asterisks all went away today.
The sign of better days ahead after a really difficult year.
This is the day we will look back to and say the deck survived the pandemic.
And if you'd like to view the full list of large venue guidelines, we have resources on our website, cbs3duluth.com. And the Big Top will be rocking in northern Wisconsin this summer. Lake Superior Big Top Chautauqua says they'll be hosting live in-person concerts. During the pandemic, they streamed their shows virtually, but say they're excited to welcome people back. Safety measures like limited capacity, mandatory mask wearing, and increased ventilation will be in place during shows. They plan to announce their summer lineup at the end of the month. And since President Biden signed that nearly $2 trillion stimulus package today, many are asking where that money will be going. In Minnesota, cities and counties will get a big chunk of those funds. St. Louis County is expecting to get around $54 million, half in the coming months and the other half in the summer of 2022. St. Louis County Administrator Kevin Gray says this time around the money will go a long way, not only because it's more than double the last stimulus payment, but because they have until 2024 to allocate the funds.
I think this, the emphasis will be on supporting our residents and our business community, as well as addressing county infrastructure needs.
The city of Duluth will also get around $60 million, and Duluth Mayor Emily Larson says the city got a large sum because allocation was based on need. As vaccine efforts increase across the state, getting access to a clinic can still pose a challenge for many, including tribal members. But tribal officials of the Boys Fort Reservation are making sure all their members have an opportunity for a vaccine. CBS3's Emma Quinn shares how they're doing it.
The tribe is a sovereign nation, and so we can determine the eligibility for our vaccinations.
Working through their tiers of vaccine recipients, the Boys Fort Band has successfully vaccinated all eligible members living on the reservation.
And we vaccinated over 1,700 so far.
But with over 2,000 additional members living throughout Minnesota, getting to Net Lake for a vaccine appointment is proving to be difficult.
Once we start opening up our clinics for vaccinations, we ran into problems with people wanting to come up to the clinic and get access, and some had transportation issues.
With $196,000 in CARES Act funding, the band's emergency response committee purchased a mobile unit. They'll be hitting the road at the end of March to vaccinate tribal members in Duluth and the Twin Cities.
Many of them are in line, as you know, and could be waiting a long time to get them in the general population. And because this is a higher risk group, we think it's important.
At a higher risk of contracting COVID-19, health experts say, due to socioeconomic factors like access to health care, proper nutrition, and housing.
So intervening early with vaccines was really important. Generally speaking, the Native American population is at much higher risk with COVID and with pandemics in general. And we saw that back in the 2009 influenza epidemic.
Bringing health services to their members means more access to healthier lives and a means of getting back to normalcy.
But with this mobile unit now, they can just stay home and come a few blocks or whatever it may be to get this much-needed vaccination.
Boys Ford officials say their reservation is the only one in Minnesota to have a mobile unit for vaccine efforts. Members who are eligible will be contacted by the Indian Health Services to make an appointment. Shifting gears now, Dave's in with weather. And Dave, what's the night looking like before our beautiful day that we have in store tomorrow?
Well, it's very calm, so it's beautiful in its own way. Sky viewing should be all right tonight if you're a stargazer. Get out and cast an eye, especially towards the northern sky. I've heard some rumbles about northern lights being possible. Can't confirm it. I'm not an astronomer, doggone it. I'm a meteorologist. My knowledge stops at the thermosphere. But here in the troposphere tonight, it's going to be pretty calm down at the surface. With higher pressure in place, there we get that clear sky that we were talking about. So we fire up our short-term forecast, and tonight with a clear to partly cloudy sky, we'll have our low drop to about 20 above. Then Saturday morning, it should become mostly sunny, just like today. Stays mostly sunny through the afternoon, and then we're going to hit 50 degrees. That's about 17 degrees warmer than normal, and all week long I've been excited because it's the Chinook wind off the backside of the Rockies, making it all the way to Minnesota. But it's a one-day engagement. We could cool down again as early as Sunday. I'll talk about how low that could go in a few more minutes.
All right, thanks, Dave. The Minneapolis City Council approved Friday a record $27 million civil settlement with the family of George Floyd. Reg Chapman breaks down the largest pretrial civil rights wrongful death settlement in U.S. history.
It was a deal a long time in the making, a $27 million settlement to the family of George Floyd.
Showing to the world that Black Lives Matter. And we are very grateful, and we applaud you for this great step of showing the world responsible leadership.
Floyd's family members stood side by side with Minneapolis City Council members while the announcement was made. Floyd's family emotional, thanking protesters and all who offered support.
This is a small, big step in the George Floyd legacy. And thank you all very much for supporting us.
Support this family says without would have made this journey that much more difficult.
One thing that the world needs to know, America, we need to heal. This nation needs healing. Our family needs healing.
Healing, they hope, begins today. This tight-knit family wants the world to know, although the settlement is the headline, it is not all of the story.
While today the settlement made history, I think that George made history 10 months ago. We all had, to witness that excruciating video. And it's painful and hurtful. But today, it's a huge step in the healing process. When I say healing, it's not just the pain that our family feels. Hopefully it's a healing. It's healing in the way that policing is carried on.
Policy changes the family and its attorneys hope to help the city of Minneapolis usher in a legacy they believe will help keep George Floyd's memory intact. Reg Chapman, WCCO 4 News.
Crump and the Floyd family also challenged Minneapolis businesses to match the $500,000 sum set aside to rebuild 38th and Chicago Avenue. Prosecutors trying Derek Chauvin plan to use a legal doctrine called Spark of Life. The goal is to humanize George Floyd in front of jurors. The Assistant Attorney General says he plans to call 2 witnesses to provide the testimony. Spark of Life is a term unique to Minnesota that allows prosecutors to describe a murder victim's life to jurors. Defense attorneys argue Spark of Life testimony has nothing to do with evidence and allows prosecutors to unfairly build sympathy with jurors. New details in a massive local fraud case, including the role DPD played in the arrests. The U.S. Attorney's Office announced a 16-count indictment yesterday against 34-year-old Jared Fege. They say the Duluth man stole hundreds of thousands of dollars in COVID relief money through bank and wire fraud and identity theft. This case started when DPD was tipped off to some suspicious withdrawals. Chief Mike Tuskin says the investigator followed the money and brought in the feds when he realized how big the case was. Tuskin says this one was tough.
There's a lot of people who are struggling that those dollars were meant for that didn't get those dollars as a result of this fraud.
Tuskin says cases like this are complex and take time. Fege is accused of stealing 25 people's identities in his scheme, and they all had to be investigated and tied to the case. Still to come on Live Local CBS3, the COVID-19 pandemic has been historic. And coming up, we show you how it will be remembered in one of our country's most renowned museums.
Record low temp for this date, 18 below from 1880. Have we gotten away from temperatures like that? Well, never say never around here, but for the week ahead, yeah, I think we have that beat. In fact, we could be closer to the record high of 60 come tomorrow. We'll talk about how long this latest warm spell will last coming up after the break.
Local news and local weather here on CBS 3.
We switch.
I switched to Chevy. I switched for more room. I switched for my family. For adventure.
We love our Chevy.
With an impressive lineup of cars, trucks, and SUVs, it's no wonder people are switching to Chevy year after year.
I'm never switching back.
Add another Chevy to your driveway. Get a $3,500 cash allowance on most 2021 Equinox models. Plus, current Chevy owners get an additional $1,250 cash allowance. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
We drive everywhere to help our son reach his dream of becoming an elite swimmer. So we enrolled in the Know Your Drive program with American Family Insurance. It gives us discounts for safe driving, which comes in handy, no matter where his dreams take him. With Know Your Drive, save up to 20% and get closer to your dreams.
American Family Insurance.
Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
So much time at home. I need new furniture.
Dylan, it's Slumberland's Build Your Room sale. Look what you can get for just $20, $30, or $40 a month. How about a dining room for just $20 a month?
I'm more of a pizza in front of the TV kind of guy. Recliners. I've always wanted a couple of those.
How about 2 of these for just $30 a month when you spend $1,800 and pay no interest for 5 years?
Well, hello, Slumberland.
Even if you don't smoke, smoking-related illnesses cost you $593 every year. See how much we're all missing at missingitmn.org.
The world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate, available in the GMC Sierra. Step up to GMC and get over $5,200 purchase cash on 2021 Sierra light-duty crew cab models. Or current eligible GMC owners get $5,500 purchase allowance.
Visit your Lake Country GMC dealer.
Get local vaccine information all at CBS3Duluth.com. Now, the CBS3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, the crew from down in Willow River let me know yesterday that they were going to be putting on a single-cylinder antique snowmobile race here on Saturday. And that's right up my alley. I love those antique sleds, having grown up with them. And using the single cylinders, that's a lot of fun as well. Should be semi-safe, I guess. And there are some strict rules for this race tomorrow, helmets and tech inspections and safety things like that. But even though this picture here is from the archives, weather conditions tomorrow may be similar to what we see here. Maybe some ice to race on, but a lot of the snow going away. Going away because we've got a big warm-up coming for maybe only one day, but it is going to be a pretty decent-sized one. We'll talk more about it after we take a quick look, of course, at the current conditions from Duluth International. 24 degrees, that's the temp right now. 46% is the relative humidity. And we have a southwest wind going 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow, it should become a straight-up westerly wind and could go towards 20 miles per hour. It's a down-sloping, heating wind off the backside of the Rockies. And by the time it gets here, could send our temps up to the 50s. 30.43 right now is our barometric pressure. That's in inches of mercury. And it's on the high side as higher pressure has taken over here to keep things dry, perhaps till Monday. There's a slight chance for precip on Monday. Current temp dropped down to 10 in Watersmeet. That clear sky is letting the heat of the day go back into space rather rapidly. 18 is what we have in Ironwood. We're looking at 19 in Ashland, but still 27 in Superior. Also 27 in Cloquet, just a hair warmer there towards Moose Lake and Willow River. Teens up the North Shore, upper teens to lower 20s for the Mesabi Range, the Vermilion, and the Cuyuna over towards Aiken through Crosby towards Brainerd. A little bit warmer, getting towards 32 by Brainerd. Low temps tonight, upper teens to lower 20s. Doppler right now with the high pressure in place that initially slipped in from Canada. We're seeing a clear sky out above. We're also seeing temperatures get a little bit brisk overnight tonight, in part from radiational cooling, but another element is that high pushed in some cooler air from Canada as it approached our region. But again, already tomorrow, it, in conjunction with another one off towards the west, will set up a westerly wind with us, and it will be a warm one. Like I mentioned, a warm spell into the 50s for Saturday, but only Saturday. Enjoy it while you can. By Sunday, we start to cool down again. And then we start to pay attention to a Colorado low bubbling up down there that may bring a doozy of a storm to the Rocky Mountains, but our higher pressure cells will keep it to the south of our area. And Monday right now, it looks like we're just going to get some flurries to a dusting, maybe some light snow showers with a partly sunny sky. Not a big deal at all. Tonight, Minnesota low temps, 18 to 24, maybe 25. Wisconsin low temps, and Michigan too, 15 to 19. For tomorrow with sunshine, the daytime highs for Wisconsin and the UP, 52 to 57. Minnesota numbers, 48 to 55. Nothing to sneeze at there either. But after a day like that with warmth, by Sunday it cools down back to 35. Monday gets the 30s with a 30% chance for those flurries. And then from Tuesday through Friday, sunshine returns and we perk back up towards 40, which is cooler than tomorrow, but still warmer than normal.
All right, thanks, Dave. When the pandemic is behind us and a chapter in the history books, we'll have a place to visit some of the key moments that marked this past year. Natalie Brand reports from Washington on the growing collection of artifacts that tell the story of COVID-19.
When critical care nurse Sandra Lindsay became the first American vaccinated against the coronavirus, it was a turning point that would go down in history.
I hope this marks the beginning to the end of a very painful time.
That Pfizer vial now carefully preserved at the Smithsonian's National Museum of American History. Northwell Health in New York donated Lindsay's vaccination materials and scrubs, marking the beginning of a growing COVID-19 collection.
We want to make sure that we're documenting the story from multiple perspectives. Patients, practitioners, scientists, politicians, teachers, all sorts of individuals for whom the pandemic has had a very direct and immediate impact on their lives.
Curator Alexandra Lord says the Smithsonian even put out a call to the public soliciting ideas and photos. So far, they've collected more than 600, documenting both the heartache and the resilience of Americans.
How do you think this time in history is going to be remembered?
It's really hard. I do think that this will be seen as a major seminal event in American history, and that it will mark a period of before and after. It does seem that there will be some radical changes just in simple things like perhaps how we work on a day-to-day basis, but perhaps even how we think about the inequities in our society.
Lord says the collection will help ensure the impact of the pandemic is not forgotten, nor the advances in medicine, which are starting to pull the nation back from the most significant public health crisis in a century. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Washington.
The museum is still closed to the public, but eventually the vaccine artifacts will be part of a broader exhibit called In Sickness and in Health. The exhibit will explore America's efforts to contain, control, and cure illness. Still to come on Live Local CBS3, the time will change this weekend. We tell you when you need to spring your clock forward.
CBS3 Live Cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
It's the final week of the biggest free boat show at Link Rec, with over 100 new and used boats and Mercury engines on display in our heated indoor showrooms. With $1,000 instant savings, like the Silver Mirage 8520 LZ Tri-Tune, you save over $10,000. Something for everybody, something for everybody.
I protect this house every time I step on the ice. J3 Insurance protects my house, my family, and everything important to me 24/7. Visit or call J3 Insurance today and protect what matters to you.
Please join us in our efforts to protect people with disabilities and those Minnesotans most vulnerable to COVID-19.
Access North has partnered with the Minnesota Department of Health to be a COVID community coordinator.
Thank you, Access North, for being an advocate and a resource for people with disabilities.
Contact Access North Center for Independent Living, your local COVID community coordinator resource for people with disabilities.
Let's all work together and we can beat this virus and save lives.
Funerals can be emotionally devastating for a family to go through. Besides the sorrow, loved ones are left with the high cost of arranging a funeral. Funeral Advantage was formed to help protect your family when they need it most. It pays your loved ones up to $20,000 immediately for funeral and any other expenses.
It's a good feeling to know that my family will be taken care of if anything happens to me.
Funerals can easily cost $9,000 or more, but government benefits pay only $255, leaving your loved ones to pay the rest.
It's so easy. Just answer a few simple health questions. This is so affordable, even for someone like me who's on a fixed income.
If you're 40 to 85, get information on how to protect your family. Funeral Advantage is something we all need. There's no risk or obligation. Call now.
Get the facts about how easy it is to protect your family. There's no risk or obligation. Don't wait. Call the number on your screen now.
You'll love the road ahead when you drive the 2021 Subaru Impreza. Standard EyeSight driver assist technology gives you an extra set of eyes on the road to help keep the journey safe. And the Impreza is a smart choice down the road. The 2021 Impreza. More than a car, it's a Subaru.
Lease the new 2021 Subaru Impreza for $219 a month during the Subaru A Lot to Love event going on now.
Northwest Outlet is your warm clothing headquarters of the Northland. Superior.
There is nothing that we want more than students learning together safely.
And we only get to do that if we can all get through this together with everybody safe and healthy.
We can do this.
We can do this.
Link Rec is having a huge free indoor heated boat show. Save over $7,000.
Be sure to head to sleep early this weekend. Daylight savings times begins this Sunday. In the early hours of Sunday morning, clocks will spring ahead 1 hour, and the shift comes at 2 a.m. local time. It doesn't set back until November 7th. Every state except Hawaii and parts of Arizona participate in the bi-yearly time shift. Congress passed the Uniform Time Act in 1966, and it mandates the time shifts on the second Sunday of March and first Sunday in November. And ahead in sports, the NCAA tournament has begun for the UMD women's basketball team. Kelly Hinseth has an update from the first round next.
Join us weeknights. We're live at 5 as we go around the Northland city by city.
We switched.
I switched to Chevy.
We switched.
I switched for more room. I switched for my family. For adventure.
We love our Chevy.
I switched to Chevy.
With an impressive lineup of cars, trucks, and SUVs, it's no wonder people are switching to Chevy year after year.
I'm never switching back.
Get a $4,250 cash allowance on all 2021 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Find the home of your dreams with Homes by Edmunds. Whether you're buying or selling, trust Duluth's oldest real estate company, Homes by Edmunds, LLP. Sunday mornings at 10:30 on CBS3.
Honey, what are you doing?
Carpet's getting a little long. Tripping hazard.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Run! Who wants a brat?
Honey, just get in already.
It's okay to be a little overprotective.
Seriously?
After all, it's how we feel about our customers. Western National Insurance.
It's snow removal season, and there's never been a better time to get into a John Deere compact utility tractor from Northland Lawn Sport and Equipment, the local leader for the world's best tractors. Unbeatable financing, like 0% for 60 months, and additional cash savings up to $2,500. Let us get you into the right John Deere today. Get a $500 bonus when you trade in your competitor, and get more done in a John Deere. Visit any one of our Northland locations or learn more at northlandlawnsport.com.
At Super One Foods, we go to great measures to deliver you with top quality meat every day. Try our corned beef brisket points for only $2.99 per pound and get boneless, skinless, golden plump chicken breast for just $2.99 per pound. Plus, we provide the best of the best in fresh produce. Get fresh asparagus for just 99 cents per pound and get red, yellow, or orange peppers for just 99 cents each. Through all that we do, we've got you in mind. Super One Foods, serving you lower prices and better choices.
That's not bacon. It's sausage.
Whoa.
Behold, Johnsonville sausage strips. Sausage that looks and cooks like bacon. It's a meaty miracle. Find them in the bacon section, even though they're sausage.
Looking for a career in advertising? KBJR Television has immediate openings to be an account executive. You'll provide clients with advertising products, including television commercial airtime and digital solutions. The ideal applicant will have previous sales experience, excellent communication skills, and strong time management and organization skills. To apply, send your resume to General Sales Manager Joe Biondi at jbiondi@kbjr.com.
Now, CBS3 Sports with Kelly Hinson.
Well, the time has finally come for the UMD women's basketball team in the NCAA tournament. It's the Bulldogs' third straight trip to the big dance, but just their second ever game played after their game was shut down before it got started last year due to COVID. While the Hornets were looking to push the pace early, they started with a 10-2 run to open the ball game, but the Bulldogs would not go away quietly. They make quick work of the deficit, and Simonet would knock this one down to tie it up at 18 apiece. But the best player on the court tonight, right here, Brooke Olsen from the corner, you betcha. She makes that shot a lot. She had 13 points in the first half, and UMD led 34-31 at the break. A back-and-forth fight to open the third quarter. It's Olsen again. Bulldogs by 8. Of course, this one coming down to overtime. At last check, they sent it into overtime 68-68. They currently lead by 1. March, folks. Well, there is no Division III national tournament for hockey teams this season, which means that conference championships are the biggest prize to get right now, and that's exactly where the UW Superior men's hockey team found themselves tonight. A one-game, winner-take-all conference title game at UW Stevens Point. In the second, here come the Pointers on the power play. That's Colin Raver who pounds that one to give Stevens Point the 1-0 lead. 5 minutes later, check this pass from Ryan Orgel. Carter Rue there to bang it home. It's 2-0 Pointers, but the Yellow Jackets battle back. Colton Bates finds the back of the net. That was the first of 3 unanswered, and they seal this one right back for the championship. They win 3-2 the final. In the WIAC tonight, game 2 between UW Superior and UW Eau Claire. Let's go to the first period. Blue Golds applying pressure. Samantha Sherling passes out front to Emma Peterson for the score. Blue Gold strike first. Superior with an answer. Megan Dulong to Jenna Befuglin. She fires one in, and that ties it at 1 apiece. But the Blue Golds have an answer of their own. Maddie Jablonski to Diley Hikes out front. The former Proctor Hermantown Mirage standout gives Eau Claire the lead right back. And the Yellow Jackets season comes to an end. They fall 8-2 the final. And in the state Nordic ski meet, the boys wrapped up today at Giants Ridge. Roger Anderson from Robbinsdale Armstrong was the state champ. Ely's Jasper Johnston was 5th, and Declan Hutchinson from Duluth Marshall was 7th. Minneapolis Southwest won the team title. Duluth East was 6th, and CEC was 13th. Congrats to everyone that competed at the state meet over the past 3 days. Well, following their dominant performance Wednesday night against Lawrence University, the St. Scholastica women's hockey team was back in action tonight in the Slats Cup semifinals. Saints hosting the 2 seed Concordia, Wisconsin in Game 1. We pick it up in the first period. Falcons on the attack, but Lori Hughesby makes not 1, but 2 sprawling saves to keep this game scoreless. We keep it in the first. Allie Bussey denied once, but not twice. The freshman from Hibbing gives the Saints a 1-0 lead. Now in the second, some great passing leads to Abby Polkamp, lighting the lamp to double the Saints' lead. And the Saints take Game 1 with the 5-0 shutout. Same 2 teams meet again tomorrow at 5 p.m. Some UMD indoor track news. Junior Haley Rendell has officially qualified for Saturday's NCAA championship round in the 800-meter run. Rendell grabbed 3rd place in today's second preliminary heat, posting a time of 2:11.84, which in turn officially qualified her for the championship 800-meter run. The race itself was anything but ordinary for the Wisconsin native, who lost her shoe on the second lap of the race. Tomorrow's run will go off at 6:40 p.m. Again, March. That's going to do it for sports. Oh, and the wild one. 4-0 tonight. Kirill Kaprizov had a hat trick. That's going to do it for sports tonight. We'll be right back after the break.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health. March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. If you're 50 or older, ask your doctor about screening options.
Hi, folks. Joe Namath here, and if you're on Medicare, this is important. You're now entitled to eliminate copays and get dental care, dentures, eyeglasses, prescription coverage, in-home aids, unlimited transportation, and home-delivered meals, all at no additional cost. Plus, your zip code may have coverage with the Give Back benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every month. Look, with the uncertainty of the virus and vaccines, you need to get everything you're entitled to. Here's the bottom line. Call to get significant benefits at no additional cost and see if your zip code has coverage with the Give Back benefit. Millions of people have trusted the Medicare Coverage Helpline. You can too. Call now. It's free.
Call 1-800-916-5591. That's 1-800-916-5591 now.
When facing a major healthcare decision, it's wise to seek a second opinion from a team of established experts. Financial decisions deserve the same level of care and expertise. At MPPL Financial, we develop your plan by assembling a personalized team that includes experts in multiple disciplines. So the result is a coordinated care plan that covers all areas of your financial life. Your outcome depends on the quality of care you receive. Call today to set up your free second opinion consultation or visit MPPLfinancial.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Little with Bath Planet. It's time to welcome the new year with the bath of your dreams. With our Say Goodbye to 2020 sale, we're offering 20% off labor, 20% off material, and no interest, no payment, and zero down until 2022. All of our products are backed with the Good Housekeeping seal of approval and a lifetime warranty. For a free estimate, call us today or visit us online at bathplanet.com. Bath Planet, out of this world service, down to earth price.
You'll love the road ahead when you drive the 2021 Subaru Impreza. Standard EyeSight driver assist technology gives you an extra set of eyes on the road to help keep the journey safe. And the Impreza is a smart choice down the road. The 2021 Impreza. More than a car, it's a Subaru.
Lease a new 2021 Subaru Impreza for $219 a month during the Subaru A Lot to Love event going on now.
men's wardrobe provided by Mainstream Fashions for Men, celebrating 30 years in business in 2021 with 30% off store-wide, downtown Duluth.
Well, before we head out tonight, Dave, a look at that 7-day forecast.
And it's 6/7 calm, 1/7 a chance for a little bit of precip. Also 1/7 much warmer than normal. And that 7th hits us on Saturday. Warm, sunny day, high temp 50 in the Twin Ports. Could be warmer inland. Cools down already by Sunday, back towards normal 35. Monday gets a chance for some snow showers, and after that it dries up once again.
All right, thanks, Dave. That's the news for now. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.